All right, everybody, however many of you are out there, we got a very special episode. I'm excited for this one. Very good friend and entrepreneur. We're with Dustin Ghaul from, Palm Golf Company, everybody. Dustin, thanks for taking some time out. It's a little sunnier where you are than where I am. So I think it was 3:00 where you are. You're kind of in the middle of your day, 70 degrees. And so thank you for taking time out of the paradise to talk to me on this.
Not much to complain about over here, dude. It is definitely sunny and 70 something over here on a mellow Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, like if you're gonna be in a pandemic, California's the place to be, right?
Dude, without a doubt, man. The golf courses are still open. You
Yeah.
can still pick up beers from the local breweries. So,
all right,
can't complain.
Can't
complain too much.
You might have sold me on the move. It's crazy. Golf courses are. I mean, we're under probably 6 inches of snow right now. It's done. That's it.
It's terrible. I mean, I'm golfing tomorrow night under the lights with some homies. So, I feel bad even bragging about it.
I know. I don't.
Times,
I'm gonna hit cancel on this whole episode.
Dude, the only time I miss the East Coast though is definitely in the fall time and when it actually snows.
You like snow?
Yeah, I mean the winter is only fun when it snows. Other than that, it's just cold and brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. I like nothing about cold or snow. It's all bad for me. So how does a guy that loves snow start a golf company? Didn't you have aspirations of maybe like a snowboard company then?
Well, yeah. I mean, you could reference, Dirty Dugan and I.
yeah.
We had some ideas, but never really panned out. But
I got to tell this story quick. Dugan's gonna kill me. Speaking of ideas and Dugan, he will kill me for this. It was a late night and we were talking about entrepreneurial ideas. And Ryan, he said, Ryan's our mutual friend from here in PA. Ryan came up with this. He told us this plan of this camera that you can wear on your helmet while you're snowboarding and you could capture all the images. And everybody looked at each other and were like, you mean a GoPro? It was 5 years after the invention of the GoPro. We're like, dude, they have that. That's out.
only Ryan would be that late to the game, though.
Yeah.
This feels weird even saying Ryan's name.
Right.
I just know him as Dugan.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Dugan, Dirty, and I definitely had some ideas. Never really panned out. And then years later, it's back in 2017. It's just a couple of drunk kids on a golf course come up with some idea to make a golf glove a lot cooler than what it currently was. We launched a Kickstarter and we were funded, well exceeded our goal within 30 days. And, fast forward to now, we're going to be in every major Dick's Sporting Goods, Golf Galaxy, and a bunch of local pro shops in California. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man.
And I got to say, it was cool because I do a couple days a week working at a Golf Galaxy, and I didn't know that this was going to happen. A truck came in, and somebody was unpacking the truck to stock the shelves, and they pulled up a towel from Palm. And I'm like, that's it just was like a surreal moment to me, because I was like, show me that. What is that? And I immediately sent you a picture and I'm like, dude, these guys are in all these major stores now. That's got to be one of the coolest feelings. What's that? You don't have to go into the intricate details of how a deal like that happens, but how do you go from being with a couple guys, playing a drunk round of golf to now your stuff is being sold in Pennsylvania at a Golf Galaxy?
I mean, it really comes back. I mean, you could say there's all these different things, but it really comes down to how bad you want something,
Mm-hmm.
We grind. We can't even say we don't. We put so much time and effort, and every little thing matters to us, and every little comment, every little review somebody has, it truly matters to the three of us as we do the day-to-day basis. But, we always live by hard work, puts you where the good luck can find you, man. And we eventually got connected with Dick's Sporting Goods, and the buyer there is yeah, I want to see samples of your gloves. Oh, you guys do towels too? Yeah, I would love to see that. and they did a test order with us, and it was supposed to happen. And then all of a sudden they get like, I don't know, I think they got in like 12 dozen towels, and like 12 dozen gloves. And they were like, yeah, this would be our test order. And then, we get a bigger order that they submitted for the summertime. COVID hits, right? And we're like, wow, man.
And you got to be thinking like, dude, oh my God.
We put a lot of money, like, aside for Dick's Sporting Goods with like 3 specific gloves and towels. And they were like, oh, we're only going to take these Get Lucky gloves, but we're not taking anything else. We're like, what? Like, we're stuck with all this product. Then all of a sudden summer hits and some things start to open up, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll take that product now. We're like, dude, it's gone. Like,
you sold it.
We're like, we sold it all. Like, we have nothing left, man. Like we would thank you for that.
Yeah.
That thing that happened to us, because we were able to sell it to our consumers, because direct to consumer just blew up at that time. So, because they paused those designs, we ended up selling even more stuff this year. That then led to them, saying, oh, we're going to do a holiday run. And they did this holiday run for this year. And they're like, okay, well, now we're going to submit our big spring summer order. And man, dude, there's milestones, right? Like, there's milestones for everything.
Right.
Like, it's like, dude, when I hit this, I know we made it. When I hit this, I know we made it. And it's like, dude, 15 Golf Galaxies. 36 Golf Galaxies. Next thing we know, they're like, oh, dude, we're taking you the entire United States for Dick's Sporting Goods on Golf Galaxy. And we're like, what is happening?
Crazy. Yeah, dude, it's got to be such a surreal moment, and like you're in this position where like it's a culmination of all the hard work, but because you are still the day-to-day operations, you guys are very much still involved in running this business. Have you had moments where you could sit back and appreciate the milestones, or are you kind of aware that they're happening, but still, man, we got to keep grinding to keep this momentum going?
Dude, I mean, Joe and I, because Justin just had a baby, and we had to get like 3 pallets worth of stuff to Dick's Sporting Goods. And it was just the 2 of us, dude. And the moment hit when we wrapped all 3 of those pallets up, and I took a photo of it, and we were like staring at it, and Joe was like, dude, let's crack a beer, man, and just sit back and look at this. And like, dude, it's like 8 o'clock at night, right? 9 at night. And we're like sitting there drinking a beer. There's just the 2 of us in our warehouse looking at it like, this is going like to every like Golf Galaxy in the country. And like, that's when it really, kind of set in for us. And we were like, this is crazy. And then we just sat there and like, dude, we're going to have to do this all over again in like 2 months. Like, this is.
Do we have to do that? We're going to have to do this again a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to be. But it's good. It's like a labor of love, right? And you said that you guys were on the 3 of you guys, it was Joe, you, and what was the third guy's name? Justin. And was it the 3 of you that were playing golf that hatched the idea that at first day?
Yeah. So, I mean, we came up with the idea. We had like all these different samples, and it really only started with like 2 golf glove designs, just because there was nothing that really we thought fit who we were and what we wanted to stand by. So we started sampling all these different gloves, learned about different types of leather and structures of golf gloves. Dude, we obsess over golf gloves and like how stitching is and the different materials that could be used, and understanding what like defect rates are for us and compared to like our competition, and how much that happens, and reading reviews and understanding everything. So yeah, I mean, the idea came, and now we, I would say that like, every year is a new different year. And like this year, and you could say every year is going to be better than the next. But I think in the past, 3, and this is going to be year 4, this year, the gloves that I'm coming out with, like that all of us that we've designed, that we've fixed, everything we've done is the best golf glove. It's like Apple, right? The best iPhone to ever be released. This to us is like, this is what I could turn around and say like, here you go. This is what I believe in. And this is what I more than anything stand behind.
And I remember we played, it was funny. You're to the point of you being very much aware and involved in your, quality control. I played a round of golf with you with a couple of your college buddies back here in PA. And
That was a day, dude.
that was a fun day. That was a very fun day.
It
But
could have been before you get into that story, though. It could have been really good. Could have been even better if Dugan could have picked a better golf course. Really, put the guy in charge of one thing. I didn't have to make fun of him. Dirty railed him enough.
The thing, what I think, looking back, Ryan. Well, I'm not going to mention the name of the course, but Ryan picked that course because I think it's the only one he's ever broke 100 at. I think he wanted to go in there as like guns blazing.
Yeah,
and I don't think out of that.
Then he takes us out to eat at a nicer golf course. You gotta walk up. You're like,
yeah, we went
this?
to
From this to, you just basically went from like a 92 Civic to like a 2018 BMW. You're like, how did I go from this to this?
Yeah,
dude, you're killing me, bro.
It's funny to meet. And for a little bit of the backstory, Ryan Dugan, who we were talking about, is my childhood best friend. And were you guys roommates at East Stroudsburg University?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't his roommate, but we met through playing dodgeball all the time and just competitiveness. And we both found out we snowboard, and Dan Cronauer, who runs some gyms out there in PA. Shout out 10X Fitness. But yeah, so the three of us would snowboard all the time, and that's how we became really good friends. Because I spent 4 days a week snowboarding with that kid. Dugan makes a great sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich in the morning.
He does he does a lot of things. I don't give him enough credit, but it is funny to see. It was funny to see because I knew of you. I knew of his college friends. I think I hung out with those guys a couple of times, but I wasn't too familiar with them. But it's funny to see, and I'm very familiar with how Ryan is in my group of friends. But sometimes people go away to college and they are a different person. Right. And they've created a different persona. Ryan is the same person in both groups of friends, where picking the wrong golf course, then taking people to a different golf course. That's the most Ryan Dugan move. And it was just so great to see. Yeah. It's so great to see, like, oh, these guys know Ryan the way I know Ryan too, that this is, because that's what everybody kept saying. Like, this is such a Dugan thing to do.
My God. Dude. So, I mean, now we're going off on a tangent. I wish Dugan was here to talk about all this, but we call it getting Dugan, right? And on our snowboard trip, like if you're in the middle of telling a story and then all of a sudden, like you just butt in and you just tell something completely unrelated to the person who's telling the story, they're just like, oh, dude, you just totally got Dugan. It's like Dugan will, he'll either do that to you, like you'll be in the middle of it, or two, when Dugan tells stories, you just kind of like, I don't even know what Dugan's talking about. I'm going to talk about something else.
That's how it goes. But to his credit, I don't have a friend that's more supportive, and I know how supportive he is with Palm. Yeah. That's how I found out about you guys. He told me about it, and he showed me the product, and and that day some of these guys are like, hey, Dustin, my glove is ripping. And you're like, checking the gloves out. You're like, well, you got to send an email to this person. And you were very much, even with your group of friends, very hands-on and taking the quality control seriously, even in a moment where you could just be like, man, let's just have fun and play golf. But no, you still had the business owner hat was still on, even on a fun round of golf with your friends.
Yeah. So like two things there, right? Like the number one thing is like, at the end of the day, man, like, you can buy an iPhone and it not work right? You can buy a car and it breaks down on you and you're like, oh, this car is terrible, right? But like, mistakes happen. We're a small company. I'm not Titleist. I'm not Callaway. Like, we aren't immune to defects. Like, everybody has it. So, I mean, when something happens, we definitely take that real seriously. I wish people would be a little more respectful when they reach out to us about that.
I'm sure.
But they're like, oh, well, they'll go on a tangent with it. But at the end of the day, like, we want you to be stoked on our product. We want you to be like, oh, this is an awesome glove. Oh, if something happened, like I reached out to them and they fixed it, right? Like that's our goal. Like, it's always to take care of the customer. And if you don't feel like it was up to par, just send us an email. Say, hey, man, my glove ripped. I don't think it lasted what I wanted it to do. And we'll offer you some sort of solution that will be beneficial. And, going back to, talking about Ryan again, but like, yeah, he is the most genuine, coolest human being, man. Like when he comes out to visit, I mean, I've never had a dull moment with the dude. We laugh harder than anything. I love golfing with him. Like, dude, we were golfing. We went and played this local golf course. He comes out every year for the Laid Back Open, which is an epic golf event. It's just a day full of round of golf, bunch of beers, food, fun, giveaways, everything. And we're golfing, and Dugan's like, I can hit this ball off the beer can and get it onto the green. I'm like, dude, it's 160 yards, bro. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
You haven't seen a green from 160 yards, dude. I don't know how you think you're gonna hit this off a beer can and hit the green. But all right, whatever. I'll take it. I'll bet you on it. So I end up filming it, right? Best shot Dugan had all day. He pours it off the beer can. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to win this bet. I'm like, get off the green. Get off the green. Dude, it hits the green. It's rolling. Thankfully, I won the bet. It went off.
Rolled off.
But damn, I was impressed. He pured the shot. It's just like, obviously we called it even because I just couldn't even believe he hit the ball so well off the beer can. But yeah, I mean, without a doubt, like, biggest thing for me with friends, through meeting you, through everybody, right? It's like, if a person stays true to who they are and they're a good, genuine person, then like, I'm like, you are my homie. Like, we will talk all the time. I'll do anything for you, give you the shirt off my back. And, Dugan has been that dude since the moment I met him playing dodgeball.
Of course. And it takes those kind of people. I mean, no, because doing comedy, it's not an easy, none of this is easy stuff. And early on, you rely on people that are supportive when nobody knows you're out there, right? And how has it transformed, or have you noticed that the early days of people like Ryan Dugan talking about your product change from now you have complete strangers, even like celebrities, raving about your product? Like walk me through how like that process affects you,
Dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it is really sick when you see like David Spade rocking your stuff, or like Aaron Hicks, or, just Jake Elliott or Jason Myers of the field kickers in the NFL. Those things are cool, but like, I mean, it matters. It's cool. It's recognition. It's validation. Right. But to me, at the end of the day, like, the only thing that has always mattered for me is like, if my friends are stoked on it, like if my friend, like when I see my friends out at like, they're out, on the East Coast doing something at some golf course and they have a glove on or they have a hat on, like, you wearing the hat right now, like that to me matters more than anything, right? Like, your friends and your family rocking your stuff truly means the most to me, more than anything, right? Like, it's cool for my friends to be like, oh, dude, I saw Spade wearing your hat the other night. You're like, yeah, dude, that's so sick. But like, I get more stoked when I see my friends wearing it on Instagram posts and stories. Like, that to me matters. Just, that connectivity to just your friends and family means the world to me.
Exactly.
For sure.
And it was cool. I saw at Golf Galaxy, somebody walked in with a Palm hat on. Like, and it's cool to me, like, because I don't know anybody that, started a company from scratch. Which I know, actually, I lie. I know people that started companies. They're not sold in stores at this point,
Man,
like,
that is cool though, man. The coolest thing is when you were out. Like, I mean, I told Dugan, I told Dirty, I tell all my friends on the East Coast, I'm like, dude, if you ever see somebody with a Palm hat on, like, you buy them a beer and you tell them your friend owns the company and buy them the beer. Because, like, we do that. Like, if we're at golf courses, like our local muni, like, if I see somebody rocking a Palm hat, like, I'll hook them up with some sort of piece of gear that I have in my bag. Or, if we're at like a local brewery and somebody has a hat on, there's plenty of stories where I just walk up to be, I'm like, dude, that's so rad. Like, awesome hat. And they look at me like, what? I'm like, I own that company, man. Like, thank you so much for supporting us. They're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, man, what beer do you want? What drink do you want? Whatever it may be. And, that's also really, really cool.
Dude, and you know what? Treating people like that, treating your customers like that goes a long way. That rarely stops at that person. That person will tell that story, because them meeting you is a remarkable thing. We're like, dude, I met this guy that owns this company. And so, that spreads, and you treat your customers that way, that will return back to you, which gets me to my next point. You mentioned direct to consumer that's how you guys that's how you got started, right? You did a lot of, branding, Instagram marketing. And did you go to school to learn how to do, like, how do you know how to do this kind of stuff? If somebody's out there with an idea, what do you tell them? Like, how do you get to the point you're at? Is it just, trial, throwing stuff at the wall? Like, what do you guys what do you do?
How bad, how bad do you want something?
Uh-huh.
It really comes back down to how hard you want something. Like, if you want to bring something to fruition, you're gonna do it. Like, and you're gonna spend a lot of hours researching and looking things up. I went to college to be a teacher, right? So that was my job. I'm a teacher in a middle school. Justin worked at a surf shop for a while, got his degree in graphic arts, ended up getting jobs working for another golf company. Just as we started Palm, he starts working at another golf company before he leaves that job. And then Joe started in the mortgage industry. So like, we all have we all have strengths. There's three of us, right? There can never be a tie. There's times that I want something to happen and it doesn't happen because they veto it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that was always a strength. It's like, there's three of us, so there can never be a tie. And then from there, we all have our own strengths. Like, Justin manages all the advertising. He is so in tune with advertising on Facebook and Instagram. He can talk your ear off for days about that. Joe is so dialed in with just the finances and where things are and what's coming in, what's coming out, understanding wholesale businesses, talking with all of Dick's Sporting Goods, doing all that stuff in the sales aspect. Me, like, I'm pretty dialed in with like understanding Amazon and how Amazon advertising works, right? Like, we all have our strengths in these different areas that really lead us to be super successful. And, going back to just the fact that there's never a tie makes it really easy. And Justin and I spend a lot of time designing things and coming up with different ideas. And then, if we can't agree on something, we defer to Joe, and Joe makes the final decision on it. So, I mean, but if you're going to start something, if you're going to go for something, you got to be all in. You got to chase the dream. You got to run it down. We thank our wives all the time, how much, they let us, the hours we spend at the warehouse, the amount of time I spend on my computer reaching out to different manufacturers all over the world, which is another crazy thing. Like, talking just about all the different people from the different countries that we work with is mind blowing.
It's got to be surreal.
None of us were in the golf space either. We had no idea, and so
it's a brave thing. It's a golf it's a brave industry to try to get into, because the people that are the players have been the players for the whole time. Like, breaking into the glove market, you talk to a golfer, there's probably two gloves that come to mind. So putting the work in to break into that market, it's brave, and it takes a lot of hard work, and you guys have done it. And and as you know, because I'm sure you are, and I know with my stuff with golfers are very particular with what they like. So if it's a glove, especially, it's got to feel right. It looks and feel, both are very important, right? So, and you guys seem to have mastered that process. And then you got the design side. So, and
mastered? We haven't mastered it, but we're working pretty darn close to it.
It's the gloves are, it's as good as a glove as I've worn. So,
we obsess over it. We just do.
Yeah.
The thing too is like understanding, like, dude, some guys, like, my glove lasts me 15 rounds. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
like, you've got most high quality glove on the market. It's lasting you 15 rounds.
Yeah.
My gloves normally last me 25 rounds. I'm like, are they synthetic or are they leather? Like, oh, it's this glove. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's a fake leather glove. The thing is, like, they build it that way because it's not going to feel as good as the one that's on your hand. It's not like our glove is like an extension of your hand. It fits perfectly. The feel is perfect. it's just, what every professional golfer, what every good golfer strives to have, right? So we went with the highest quality. But, we have these cool designs. We have these things that make us more unique. So we also have to cater to like the guy who's shotgunning a beer and it's running down their hand onto their
Exactly.
glove. Like, you can't shotgun a beer and your glove be wet and expect it not to have any performance issues, like, so
that's true. You guys are in this market where, and I think it's a cool spot for golf to be. And I talk a lot about this on this podcast, where we're in this weird time with golf where I think some of the norms like are out the door, where it's not as, there's more people like our age kind of going out to have fun. You don't have to wear like a collared shirt tucked in all the time. So more people are playing the game, but you guys have found a way to market to both, right? It's a comfortable glove but it's also fun. So if you're like a guy that plays on the weekends that wants to look cool with a pineapple on his hand, that's there too.
Yeah. I mean, dude, so I have a friend, his name's Jay. I call him Country Club Jay. He belongs to some country club called Sleepy Hollow.
Say no more. I can see him already.
So Country Club Jay is my boy. I love the guy. He's the best. And he's the person that I'm always, for me, there's people that I look at, right? I'm chasing it, whether it be business. There's approval that I need. If Country Club J gives me the seal of approval, then I know I've checked that off the list, right? Like I want him to come and give me the seal of approval because I know friends in Southern California who are untucked, rocking like, some stance socks on their feet, Vans to the golf course are going to be stoked on this product. But I also want people like my friend Jay to, approve of that product and speak to it highly. So he is like that benchmark for me. And I know Justin and Joe also have that. Like Joe reaches out to his brother all the time. Justin reaches out to his brother all the time. My brother doesn't golf, so I reach out to Country Club Jay and he lets me know.
That's important to get feedback, right? Like seek feedback in a situation like this where, like you said, you guys haven't worked in golf. Golf's this weird anomaly. People are very particular. So getting the feedback is super crucial to creating a good product.
Yeah. I mean, our whole thing was like, we have golf gloves for your high top, rockin' Muni hacker all the way to your tucked in country club member. If you go on our website, like you can see the variety that we have that meets many different demographics of people that really, touches every aspect of golf. So like, Jay rolls up to the golf course with his shirt tucked in. I roll up to the golf course with my shirt untucked and my hat backwards. Like, right. But, we're both rocking Palm golf gloves and it's just, it's cool to see that evolution happen. And especially when you're on a golf course and you see somebody with a glove or a towel.
For sure. And then the design process, do you guys make your own designs?
Yeah, I mean, so like most of it is Justin and I going back and forth, and Justin always puts things, to fruition or ideas or things that I have that come to my mind. I'm like, yo, Just, can you mock this up? And he'll mock it up for us and we'll look at it. We spend a lot of hours researching trends and Pantone colors and what's going to be popular for 2021 and 2022 and, trying to plan ahead there. But, obviously we can't do it all ourselves. So we do have, some other friends that are designers that come up with different patterns and different styles. Like one of our friends mocked this one up for us, which is one that's coming out in 2020. It's gonna be more, or 2021. It's gonna be more of our icon hat. And, she's worked with all these different big brands. So, most of the day-to-day like headwear and towels and patterns is us for the most part. Justin and I just going back and forth and obsessing over things. And then our wives will chime in and be like, oh, you should make something that looks like this, or you should do something that looks like this. But yeah, I mean, we have mood boards and ideas and inspiration, but it all comes from the surf industry and snowboard industry.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you, it seems that their inspiration doesn't come only from golf. I think it comes from elsewhere, and surf. I can see the resemblance to, things you'll buy in a surf shop, and that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing is like, nothing like I said, right? We get really excited when our friends wear stuff. So everything we make is pretty much designed to not say golf on it or look like a golf brand, right? Like, all of our dad hats are just a simplistic, it's our palm tree logo on there. And it looks so cool. And if you are a golfer, you can recognize that logo and say, I know what that is, but realize like, I can wear this hat out, anywhere and it
Hmm.
not look like a big obnoxious brand. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're a golfer, or whatever you may be. But that was the goal, was like infusing the action sports industry into golf in a way that I could wear this anywhere and people not recognize it as a golf brand at the
Right.
same time.
And I think it does such a good thing for the sport of golf because there are things that need to happen for golf to grow the game, and to attract younger golfers and to attract different golfers. And style hasn't always been at the forefront of golf throughout golf's history, right? Like if you look back at tournaments from the 1980s or 1990s, those, the PGA, they weren't worried about style, but now there's like this sleek, sexy look. And I feel like Palm is one of those golf companies that, if you find a way to look cool, and it's also very practical for the sport as well.
Yeah. I mean, we just want to make our mark, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to college, my Uncle Bob would always say to me, both my uncles, Uncle Jeff and Uncle Bob, be like, stay true to who you are and don't ever change that. Whoever you are,
Mm-hmm.
stay true to who you are and believe in what you believe in. And, we believe that the action sports industry is a style that we love. It's a reason why it pushes the culture, everybody's wearing Hurley, Ruka, and all those different styles. So, as long as we stay true to our roots of action sports, then I got Ryan Dugan, who's not an avid golfer, wearing a palm hat
I'll
out,
say, yeah,
to the Lehigh
exactly.
Valley or to the
Ryan's a
country
perfect
series.
example. I mean, you guys are friends, so I think, that helped. But
Yeah.
I remember growing up, I golfed my whole life. Ryan would make fun of me for golfing, right? He was
Yeah.
never into golf. And I think companies like Palm, this kind of stuff helps certain people get out and play the golf. Because you don't want to look like, somebody that played golf in the 1960s. You don't want to look like that person. But now you don't have to. There's options. They don't have to.
Yeah.
And and you were talking about 2021 with that hat. I don't know if there's things you can't talk about. You don't have to. But is there anything cool coming down the pike for Palm that you can allude to?
We made a lot of really good changes to our golf glove this year. And we coming out with some fire styles. I look at it as like it's your senior year, your varsity year, right? Like it's the year that I think is going to really change the game for Palm. We got some really cool patterns that will look super sick on a golf glove. I tried to grab them at the warehouse, but I know Justin took them because we're playing golf tomorrow. So I'm sure we're going to be taking photos with them and stuff. So, but I was going to show you. But
yeah. I'll
so
check it out on Instagram.
we have some really cool gloves coming out. Some awesome bucket hats and different types of headwear as well. Some made in the USA polos are slowly in the works. We just met with some sewers and some fabric guys earlier this week, yesterday. So we got a lot of fun, exciting things in the works for sure.
And as far as the pandemic goes, and you talked about the situation with Dick's, how the order that you thought they were going to place, they didn't, and then you end up selling everything on direct to consumer. Situations like that happen, and you really learn a lot about your company, right? And do you think during the pandemic, did that kind of stuff give you more confidence in the company and see that you guys can handle certain things and how much attention and interest there is for Palm?
Yeah, I mean, when they paused that, I mean, because they're dealing with a wholesaler and sending stuff to like big box retailers, everything is on terms, right? So you front all the money to get it produced, then you ship it to them, and then they don't pay you for like 60 to 90 days, whatever your agreed terms are. So if you're not good with budgeting your money, you're basically not getting paid for this from this company for almost 120 days, if not more. So, dude, when they canceled that order, we were a little nervous, but like Joe always puts us in a good position to, stay afloat and stay lean. And we try not to put ourselves in situations that make us cash strapped. So, it all comes down with your ability to, strategically allocate your money for certain things. And if things don't go right, where you can cut your budget for that month or these 2 months and then, reapply it elsewhere. Thankfully, because they canceled that order, we were able to have enough inventory to support the massive influx that happened on people buying stuff online.
Right.
So, good things happen. You got to look at it as glass half full.
Yeah.
Or
adapting. You guys
empty.
adapted, and you could, there's a fork in the road. You could have went either way, and you adapted and made it work. And also golf was one of the few things people could do. So this was, a good year for that kind of thing.
Dude, so many people got into golf this year. It was insane. Like, friends would hit me up, like, "Oh, I just started golfing." I'm like, "What? Nice, dude! Like, that's awesome."
Do you get a lot of that feedback, like on your social medias, how people are just starting and how they're attracted to your stuff that are new golfers?
Yeah, you see that a lot. Like, every Friday we do Free Glove Friday. So like, where you can enter in to win a free glove, we give one away. We usually announce the winner every Monday or Tuesday. But like I said, we're so in tune with everything. So like, over the weekend, if I'm doing whatever, watching TV, I'll scroll through and read comments, and people are like, "Oh, dude, you just got into golf. You should check out this company." Or, "Hey, man, like, this is a perfect golf glove. You should try this out." So like, it's cool to see like people who are just starting golf entering into our giveaways and whatnot. But yeah, you see a lot of new golfers, especially this year, just, new consumers coming in.
Mm-hmm. And for you personally, prior to starting a golf company, did you play a lot of golf? And what has Palm done with your relationship to golf?
Dude, I didn't play a lot of golf at all, man. Like, before I was like, all my friends started golfing. I was like, oh, fine. If you guys are going to go golf, like, I'll go with you. Like, I don't want to, but I will. And then it took it's like anything, right? Like, one good turn on a snowboard or one good wave and you're hooked, right? It was one good golf shot. And next thing you know, you're like, dude, I can hit a golf ball 300 yards, like 300 yards. I can hit a golf ball.
Not if you're Ryan Dugan, but yeah,
not if you're Dugan. But like, next thing you know, like, you hit a sick drive or a great putt, and like, you just reflect, like, dude, I hit that golf ball 200 yards and put it 4 feet from the pin. Totally luck, but I think I could do it all the time, right? So I started getting in the golf probably like a year before we launched Palm. We would have like a weekly tee time, man. We would show up and play twilight rounds like once a week at Costa Mesa, and all of our friends would be like 8 of us playing. And that's how it really started. And, now that I do, that was the fun time. That was like no strings attached. I was having a blast. Now it's like, I want to have a good score, but I also need to take a certain number of photos while I'm at this golf course. I need to make sure this gets done as well. So there's like a lot of different things that go into things. So it's really hard for Justin and I, for the most part, to turn our brains off when taking photos. Joe kind of gets the luxury of just like being the person that gets his photo taken when we go golf, because like he'd just be chilling on the tee, ready to tee off. I'm like, "Oh, Joe, don't move. Joe, don't move. Snap a photo. All right, Joe, swing now. Stay, don't move, swing, snap photo." So like, yeah, it changed our golf, the way I play golf, a lot. Like, it's hard for me to shut my brain off and say I can't not take a photo when I go golfing. Case hopefully will be different tomorrow. Goal is not to take any photos, but yeah, I've only been golfing probably 5 years at this point. Palm started 2017, so 1 to 2 years before that.
Yeah, and so while we wrap up and let you get back, because you are it's 3:00 there, and your family's growing as well, right? You have exciting things on the back. I want to congratulate you on that. You talk about how you can't shut your brain off when you're playing, and I know there's stress. I probably can't even imagine running your own company, especially from the ground up. But talk about how fun it is. What's the most fun? Are you, number one, are you having fun doing this? And which I assume you are. And number two, what is the most fun part about running Palm Golf?
Well, first off, Joe always does a great job of reminding us to like, dude, let's like take a moment and like let this all sink in, or let's go play a really sick golf course. Let's make sure it's paid for by Palm, like, you know. And he has done a really good job of reminding us, like, guys, we need to enjoy all these victories and talking about it. So definitely, you know, he's played an intricate role in reminding us of all the really fun stuff that we do. And it's important, you know. I mean, even, you know, Justin the other day, I was like, dude, I know it's going to stink. We got to do a whole inventory count, but, you know, it's got to be done. So we'll just drink beers and, you know, have a good time, put some music on and sit back and, you know, relax. So, I mean, we definitely have a lot of fun just going out and playing golf and laughing about things, you know, and trying not to take everything too seriously. Like, you know, business has its ups and downs, just like anything in life, right? Like, your job is going to be terrible one day and it's going to be awesome the next day. So you just keep reminding yourself, like, of all the awesome things and all the awesome milestones that were achieved. Like, we sit back and all the time we're like, dude, you know when we know we're going to say we made it? When we moved out of Joe's kitchen to a warehouse. Dude, you know when I thought we were going to make it? When we move out of this warehouse into the next warehouse.
Yeah.
You know how I know we really made it? When we move out from 36 Dick's Sporting Goods to Golf Galaxies nationwide. So, like, you know, just, you know, we enjoy it. We enjoy it all. It's awesome. We love seeing our friends and family rock our stuff, being our advocates, number one. We love seeing, you know, professional athletes and actors and actresses wearing our stuff. That is, you know, it's cool. It's just those good reminders that, you know, you're doing something different. You thought outside the box and it's paying off. Like, you have to, you know, or you're just going to keep dwelling on all the negative things that happen. Like, I could talk for days of all the bad things that have happened, but, you know, we looked at it and we figured it out. We learned from that mistake and we never made it again. Business deals, dealing with people, you know, like, it is what it is. But, you know, we enjoy, you know, looking forward, going out and playing golf tomorrow and just having a fun time. Going and meeting up with you guys in Pennsylvania, playing
if the snow ever melts, we'll get to, and I'll pick the course. I promise.
Yeah, dude. Well, this time, hopefully, the next time we're all hanging out together is definitely in California for the Laid Back Open.
Yeah, definitely.
That is the goal. I'm thoroughly disappointed that Dugan flaked on this because
I knew it was happening.
Did you see his message though?
I did. I got to look. He said, he knew he was going to get made fun of. He knew it.
He said, "I'm running away." He said, "I'm running around right now!" Exclamation point. I'm like, dude,
he's had days.
You knew this. You knew this.
He set it up. He was the one that wanted to do it. That's right. He'll get it. He'll get his. His.
I also have to say I might be just disappointed that I spoke so highly of him with him not being
here. yeah. His integrity. He's going to get docked a couple integrity points for sure.
Yeah, dude. No, man, it was super fun. Like, definitely, we'll play some more golf for sure. Sorry it took forever to do this.
No, dude. I mean, we're in no rush. There's nowhere to go right now except, you know. So I appreciate you guys doing. Where can people? We'll throw in the handles and everything, but where can people find the product and social medias? Where's the best place to go to find some golf or Palm Golf product?
Well, you can go shop at our website, palmgolfco.com. You go to Amazon. We have divot tools and towels on Amazon. You go to dicksportinggoods.com. I don't have it. Spring 2021, February and March, you'll be able to go to actual stores to get it. So any one of those, but I would highly suggest that all of you follow Palm on Instagram and enter into our Free Glove Friday, which is every single Friday for the past 3 years. We've given away a free glove and sometimes even more than that. Last week, we gave away a rangefinder from our friends Precision Pro and like $200 worth of Palm gear. So follow us on Instagram. We're giving away giveaways every single week. So if you don't want to buy a golf glove, enter in and try and win a golf glove.
Yeah, and then I'm sure you'll like it and you'll get one from Palm the next time. And I do have to say, I know Ryan loves. We talk about Dugan a lot, and one last comment about Dugan, and he is a big supporter of Palm, but the only piece of product from Palm he doesn't have, and he'll never need, is a divot repair tool. That is one thing he'll never need. Ryan, I don't know if you're listening, a divot repair tool is what you would use if you hit the green in regulation. So work on that, and maybe that's going to be my gift to Ryan one day. Once he figures out how to hit the green from any more than 30 yards out, I'll get him a divot repair tool.
Man, we should probably take bets on how many greens he hits from outside 100 yards.
None.
I would love to know that. I have to bet. I'd probably say 3 or less. I give him. Dugan is an athlete. Dirty's probably would roll over and just start yelling as he's listening to this. But Dugan is an athlete. As terrible of a golf swing as that he has, Dugan finds a way to get the golf ball in the hole, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to hit himself a few greens. More than 3? Probably not.
Right. And anything
least
after
3.
the 13th or 14th hole, that's it for that, man.
Depends on how many PBRs the Sierra Nevadas he had, because that plays a huge role in his golfing ability.
For sure. Ryan, we say this out of love, I promise you. But I can't wait to come out to play the Laid Back Open with the Palm Boys. That's gonna be fun. I don't want to be on Ryan's team. That's the last thing I'll say. That's my only requirement. I could have somebody else.
Well, Ryan could be here. We could be bright. Like every time we come out, it's me and Ryan on the same team. I usually carry the team, but it's me and Ryan versus our friends Brian and Dirty. And Dugan and I are undefeated. So
really,
yeah.
Wow. All right.
Dugan comes through in the clutch, man. He'll sink some putts. We may not take his drive. We almost never take his drive, but we will take some wedge shots. We will take his putts. And we're undefeated as a team. But so individually, he's done.
You guys are playing night golf tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's sick.
That's something I want the PGA Tour to do a night golf tournament. I think that would be cool.
Dude, the night golf is a lot of fun. There's 2 different places by us that are, you could go play till 9 p.m. So, yeah, there's usually a group of, anywhere between 6 to 8 of us that will go out and play. And it's usually 2 groups having a good old time, just something to do as daylight savings time really wrecks our
right. And you have no hard time finding the ball or anything?
I mean, if you don't hit it where the lights are, then you have a hard time. Some of us have glow balls that they use. One golf course is largely a par 3, so like you're not gonna not find your ball. Mm-hmm. The one we're playing at tomorrow is a little bit longer, so if you don't hit it where the lights are, then you are in trouble.
Oh
for
man,
sure.
So, that's if there's ever an incentive to hit it straight, it's keep it between the lights.
You have to. It's like target golf. You have to hit it between where those lights are. If it's a par 4, you hit it between those lights so that you have a better shot into the green. Right. But Tyler, my man,
this was fun, and we're gonna do it again next time. We're gonna and we'll try to get one done in person. Maybe we'll play around and shoot some video while we're playing. Have some fun. On the front 9, of course. The back 9 is for fun, as we all know. So
for sure.
Thanks for doing this, man. Dustin, this was awesome. Check out Palm Golf. The links will be in the description. Great stuff. Great guys. And I will see you. Well, let us know what the score is tomorrow. Let us know.
Dude, thanks. Well, first off, thanks a lot for having me, my dude. I'm super stoked. Next time we'll have to make sure Ryan's on here and Justin and Joe as well. Get something going. But tomorrow the score is going to be who has the we play 3-putt snake. So if you 3-putt, that's $1 into the pot. And if you're stuck holding the snake at the end of the round, you're paying everybody out, whatever the number is. So usually it gets up fairly high because
I like that.
We're a bunch of muni hackers.
All right, man. Well, dude, thanks so much. And congratulations. Tell your wife congratulations as well.
Thanks, man.
And
super stoked.
Keep crushing it, man. Keep crushing it.
Appreciate you, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
See you, buddy.